G'day everybody, how's everybody going? Welcome back to the studio. Today I'm going to show you how I did the second coat and I gave you a little snippet so you can see how it's going to turn out. That was a photo that just popped up in the beginning. So I've got some little drawings of little ocean creatures that I thought I might just paint on the resin directly and then cover it up and add some more white. Turned out to be a bigger job than what I expected, but I like it. I like it. So let's go. Just drawing. See if I can zoom this in for you. So I'm painting some tiny little crabs, just around those little shells, and they tend to disappear afterwards with the white, but that's all right. I can always add them on later because I am planning on doing another coat on this. And a little turtle going in, a couple of little turtles just looking like they're going into the ocean. Oh, cute. Just freehand, they're not perfect, but they get covered a lot with the white afterwards. Yeah, little dolphin. This is like a deeper water now, so a couple of dolphins in there. So it's going to be like an aerial kind of view of this ocean. So I've got my clear. I'm going to pour it all everywhere. I'm regretting not mixing a little bit extra. Just even 50 mils extra would have been good, but that's all right. Like I said, another coat's coming on. So you just using my little silicone tool, which is great, just to get this resin into all the corners and the edges where the tape is. It's very important because if you miss a spot, I'm just showing you there, just a little pearl I put in. It's a little freshwater pearl I popped in one of the shells. It's important not to leave a gap because once that sets, if there's a gap there, it's going to be so sharp. And you'll have to sand the whole thing. So go around and move that, even if you use your fingers, whatever you have, move that resin all the way across and along the edges. And just fiddling around with it. This is so therapeutic, just applying this clear. A little bit of heat with a heat gun just to relax it down and to pop the bubbles. Some chameleon glitter flakes, all different shapes and sizes, just popping them in. They've got a bit of blue and teal in there, so I thought that would give it a really nice effect. And just dragging some of that resin and covering them just to make sure that they stay where they are. Bit of a torch just to pop the bubbles, and as well as a spritz of isopropyl alcohol. So the white's coming on, just putting it all around those shells, and this is where I lose my tiny little crabs, which is a shame, but I was focusing on other things. So I'm using not a syringe, pipette here. It was easier to handle that white, but then once I've filled it a couple of times, it just didn't want to budge. It just didn't want to suck up any more up it. And I know that sounds a bit wrong, but yeah, it just wasn't working anymore. So then I just went back to my, see the bubbles popping and destroying, like not giving me a really nice line like what I wanted. So then I decided just to kind of just use a stirrer and just just use that to create what I'm planning on creating. At the moment, I'm just following the white lines, the waves, so to speak, with that white. But I do regret it because I think I've overdone it a bit. But it did give me some really interesting looking characters in the end. And I've already got the easel up and the painting ready to do some acrylic work on there, just to bring up those interesting little creatures. So keep an eye open for the next video. It should be an interesting one, I hope, if it works, if it turns out all right, but it should. But I love painting acrylics over resin. It just so smooth. And okay, so this is a technique I'm showing you here where I'm blowing these waves up and down. So when I go up, those waves are kind of going up, and the ones that I'm pulling down, they look like the waves that are crashing over itself and falling down. So that's the whole idea. And I should have left it this, but what happened was, dear oh dear, I got a little bit overzealous with the heat gun, and I burnt the right side of that. I've turned it now, so now it's the left side of the canvas, and it was not moving. The canvas, the pigments, or rather the resin was not moving in those spots. So I'm trying to blow this white now to bring it down, but it's not budging because, like, I overheated the resin and it didn't actually burn it, but it was just too hot for it, and it made it so that the canvas actually bowed a little bit in that spot, and then it relaxed down. So it's flat now, but there was no movement there anymore. It just, nothing could have fixed it unless I had some resin left over and then poured that over the top of it, and that would have done it, but I didn't have that. So I decided to take the tape off now because I didn't like the puddles that I was getting on the left there, and my light decided to turn off just there, so there's slightly a different color here now of the painting. So yeah, I just didn't like those puddles on the left. I just wanted it to sort of flow down. So that's it for this one. Keep an eye open for the next video. This is like an aerial view of the ocean, and I'm quite pleased with it, but then again, you're never too happy. I'm just showing you here, the resin was already nearly set, and I decided to correct it a little bit, just going around with my tool and just dragging some of that white over so that it looks a little bit more natural. So you can see how thick that is, but I knew that if I do that, it's not going to move anymore, and it's just going to stay like that. So that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. If you like it, if you don't like it, let me know why you don't like it. It's all cool. I'm always open for ideas. All the pigments that were used here are Lorez pigments, of course, and the resin was Art Coat resin by Platinum. So it's Platinum Art Coat, my favorite resin. And that is it. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and all that sort of jazz that everybody tells you to do, but you don't have to if you don't like it. It's all good. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.